Folks, you ready? Okay, tech-wise? Thank you. Okay. Good morning and welcome. My name is Aliya, Rahman, and I am the Field Director of Equality Ohio. Equality Ohio works in communities across the state for LGBT equality, racial justice, and economic justice. Today, the Equality Ohio Education Fund is proud to announce the launch of the Why Marriage Matters education campaign in Ohio. Our co-founders of the campaign are the American Civil Liberties Union Foundation of Ohio, the national organization Freedom to Marry, and the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. We are launching this campaign together because of some simple truths that all of us know. We know that fairness matters to Ohioans. We know that dignity matters to Ohioans. And we know that not one of us, not one Ohioan, should be treated differently because of who we are or because of who we love. And there are many across Ohio who understand these simple truths. Some of them are standing with us today in front of our home here in Over the Rhine. I would like to introduce State Representative Denise Driehaus. Representative Driehaus.
Thank you. Thank you, Aliya. I am proud to be here on this historic day. Let me share with you what I know about Ohio and what I know about Ohio voters. In Ohio, we value fairness in our everyday lives. I stand before you as a woman, as a state representative, and as a parent. And the simple fact is that I don't understand why all Ohioans cannot get married. Every single one of us should be able to celebrate love and family and the commitment we make to others in the same way. Every single Ohioan. That means fairness. That means dignity. And that's what we stand for in Ohio. That's why I stand here today with Why Marriage Matters and their education campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Driehaus. Next, I'd like to introduce City Councilman Chris Sealback. Chris?
Thank you. It's good to be here today. You know, I'm here for two different reasons. One is that, as we're struggling to make Cincinnati and Ohio a place that more people want to live and work and raise a family, and as we're trying to attract more jobs and more companies, we have to make sure that we are as competitive as we can possibly be with other cities, with other states, and with other corporations. And in order to do that, one of the things that we are not as competitive on is when we're competing for top talent, for families, we don't want there to be an impediment that says, someone says, I don't want to come to Ohio because my family's not welcome there. I don't want to come to Ohio because I can't have the same recognition as in many other states. So we want to have these conversations throughout the state of Ohio of why marriage matters, of why it will make us more competitive with other states, with other cities, and other countries. But the other reason I'm here today is because it's more about competitiveness, and this is a personal issue to me. I think most of you all know that I'm openly gay, and my partner Craig and I have been together for a little over 8 years. And so this is really about my own family being treated fairly under the law. The person that I go home to every single day, who I fight with sometimes, who I try to plan for our future, we're not treated fairly under the state law of Ohio and by our country. And so we want to have these conversations because it's about us. It's about my family being treated fairly and equally in the state of Ohio, the state that we love, the state that we own property in. And so these conversations are important, and the coalition that's forming today, it's a big deal. We're starting something in Ohio because we believe the people of Ohio are ready for this conversation, that we're ready to make sure that people understand that we just want to be treated equally and fairly under the law. So not only is this about making us competitive, but it's about my family and so many other families who just want to be treated fairly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Sealback. Next, I'd like to introduce a member of our community that, through some very sad yet hopeful circumstances, we all know, Jim Obergefell. Jim?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Jim Obergefell. My husband John would love to be here with me. However, he is at home in hospice care. As many of you know, John and I were married this past July. What you might not know is that we met here in Cincinnati, we live here in Cincinnati, we love Cincinnati, Ohio. We have friends, we have family, and we built our life here. However, we had to leave Ohio to get married. It wasn't an easy thing to do, but we'll never forget our wedding day. John and I want all Ohioans to have the right to get married here in Ohio. That's why we stand with this campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I'd also like to introduce two additional members of our community who live right here. Ryan and Jimmy.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Musuraca.
And I'm Ryan Messer. Jimmy and I met just about 2.5 years ago, and like a lot of couples, fell instantly head over heels. We've decided to get married on October the 5th right here in Washington Park, but we won't be recognized by the state of Ohio. We love Ohio, we love Cincinnati, and we love each other. But we can't celebrate this love legally. My company, Johnson & Johnson, will recognize our marriage the day we are married, but our state won't. We both know that marriage matters in Ohio, and that's why we stand with this campaign.
Yay.
Thank you, Ryan and Jimmy. One of the interesting things about marriage equality is that many people stand with us on this issue. So at this time, I would like to introduce Pastor Lesley Jones from the Truth and Destiny Church right here in Cincinnati.
Thank you, Aliya. Today I stand with Why Marriage Matters education campaign for one reason: to declare that marriage should be the option of all people who choose to publicly promise themselves to one another in love and fidelity. Marriage provides a foundation for building strong families and strong communities, and we need both right now. No one in Cincinnati, no one in Southwest Ohio, and no one in the state of Ohio should be treated differently because they don't fit the definition defined by a law. We have allowed the injustice of defining legal marriage to be between a man and a woman only far too long. It's time for change. As an African American, a faith leader who is same-gender loving, I am not proud of living in a state where my partner Noni and I cannot be legally married. We pastor a congregation where several same-gender couples have lived in faithfulness to God and to one another for 1 year to 30 plus years. We look forward to the day when we celebrate not only our 5-year commitment, but the commitments of many others who share the blessing of covenant love. That's why I'm proud to stand here today with Why Marriage Matters education campaign.
Thank you, Pastor Lesley. As I said, many stand with us. So I'd like to introduce someone we all know here in the Cincinnati area, someone who understands what it means to work hard for justice. Attorney Scott Knox.
Thank you. In both my personal and my professional life as an attorney, I see the damage done when all Ohio couples aren't treated with equal dignity. I don't think it always has to be that way, though. I think the tides have really changed. And I'm happy to support changes that will see that all couples in Ohio are treated with the same dignity. That's why I'm happy to support Why Marriage Matters.
Thank you, Scott. The final person I'd like to introduce is Sun Smith. You've probably seen some of her designs right here in this neighborhood.
Thank you, Aliya. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning. My name is Sun Smith. I'm owner and operator of Soapbox Tees. Our product delivers a universal message that breaks stereotypes and ethnic boundaries. It's built right into the mission of our business. I stand with the Why Marriage Matters campaign because it's the right thing to do. Family is family. and all marriages should be respected, and that's the way it should be.
Thank you, Son. And I want to thank all of you for joining us here today for the launch of the Why Marriage Matters education campaign. In the next few weeks, we'll be releasing more details about the campaign. So for now, please visit our website, whymarriagemattersoh.org, and sign up to be part of the campaign. So we have a few minutes for questions from the press.
When do you plan on putting a ballot initiative on?
We will put an initiative on the ballot when the time is right, when we see that hearts and minds are in the place for that to be successful in Ohio.
How will you gauge that?
So that is done through continuous polling, conversations at the doors, field work, work in talking with Ohioans, and measuring that.
Explain to us the campaign. You talked a little bit about the partners who are involved.
Yes.
Explain to people what the significance of all these people coming together.
So the significance of that is to say that we are currently in a place where we're in a dead heat as far as polling is concerned. 47-47. What that means is we need to change hearts and minds in the state of Ohio, and there is a way to do that through education and talking with folks. Our national partners have decided that now is the time for us to do that.
Other polls, including the Dispatch and Washington Post, have actually said the majority of Ohioans support same-sex marriage. So do you actually think the wind is at your back, or the trend is on your side?
I think the trend, we are going in a good direction. I think we do not have enough polling across the board that says we're in the right place for a ballot initiative at this point. Okay. If there are no other questions, thank you very much for being here today.